Well, here we go then. Let's see where we're at. Where are we at? 153 days. Carrie here from Homestead How, and I just hit 153 days of being on the carnivore diet. It's changed my entire life, without a doubt. And so many other lives. I'm down 100 pounds since my heaviest. I've overcome depression, anxiety. Just listen to these things real carefully. If you have one of these things, you should be paying close attention. Depression, anxiety, arthritis or inflammation, those kind of go hand in hand. I had horrible pain in my elbows, my lower back for years since high school. I thought I injured myself in high school or something. Completely gone on carnivore. I had arthritis so bad in my toe, they thought it was gout. Completely gone. I haven't had any pain in that foot forever. And that was my worst issue before this. 18 months of suffering that we're gonna do surgery on this foot. And like I said, I'm down 100 pounds since my heaviest. I'm a machine now. I feel amazing now. I feel like a natural 42-year-old human should feel. The other thing that happened recently that's so cool, I mentioned this a little bit before, but I'll just recap quickly. This. I used to carry all of my stress and tension in my jaw. I would grind my teeth at night, and just throughout the day, I would always subconsciously, sometimes I'd realize it every now and then, I'm like, I'm just kind of like gritting my teeth. See this little thing bouncing up and down when I'm just sitting there. Just my resting face was literally gritting my teeth and holding on my anxiety here. I have no anxiety on carnivore, and it's quite the opposite. My mood is amazing, and this gritted, anxiety-ridden face has turned into smiling. This is what I've noticed in the last couple of weeks. Usually when I'm eating a steak or I'm just driving in the car, I'm like, look up in the mirror, I'm like, I'm smiling. I'm just naturally smiling now. Why should that be so unusual for so many people? Sadly, it is. Sadly, if you're watching this, you're probably riddled with all sorts of ailments. You probably got anxiety horribly. Maybe you got a little bit of depression. Maybe you have trouble sleeping at night. Maybe you're snoring. Maybe you got arthritis. Maybe you had IBS like I did. Oh, my stomach was always gurgling and bubbling. My stomach always hurt. I had acid reflux and GERD. They gave me medication for that I had to keep getting prescriptions for that never fixed it. I had medications for the IBS. I had my gallbladder removed. Probably didn't even need to have it removed. 153 days on carnivore. I have nothing. I have no issues, no ailments, no aches, no pains, no anxiety. I have no depression. I sleep like a baby every single night. People call me the Billy Mays of carnivore. I'm trying to hype it up. All of those things I just told you, they're 100% unequivocally true. I'm not exaggerating them at all. I don't snore anymore. I'm happy all the time. My mood is wonderful. I'm just thriving on carnivore. The lies we've been told, my goodness. So maybe you're watching this and maybe you're thinking, geez, I got a lot of issues that fella there had on the old YouTubes there. All of those things, my friends, all of those things are simply from nutrition and the food that we've been eating. Sugar is one of the worst things in this entire planet. It's more addictive than nicotine, and it's more damaging than nicotine. It damages our blood vessels, it causes inflammation. Then you got seed oils, those cause inflammation too. Basically, 99% of the stuff you see in the grocery store is slowly poisoning you. But nobody wants to accept that. They want to just think, oh, me eating meat only, me being a carnivore, that's insane, that's crazy. And meanwhile, I see all these people just scarfing down the sugar and all these inflammatory foods, and then they're hunched over and they're like, oh, my shoulder hurts, my back hurts. And I feel it because I've been there. I had those aches and pains before. I don't have those anymore. It's simply inflammation. If you're thinking about doing this, I'm not trying to tell you you need to do carnivore diet or ketovore or keto. I'm telling you need to make your own decision and think about what you have been doing and what happens if you don't do this. I approached carnivore as an elimination diet. I'm like, I couldn't wrap my brain around eating only meat for 30 days. I'm like, I can do anything for 30 days, but eating only meat is just nuts. However, I can eliminate all this crazy garbage that we're putting into our bodies, and let me just see if that helps at all. That was my approach. That can be your approach too. If you're snoring, I've said this before, I have to say it one more time. If you're snoring or your loved one is snoring, almost everyone I know that does carnivore stops snoring in the first couple days or the first week. And if you don't believe me, Go watch Dr. Jordan Peterson's video.
We're on this carnivore diet now.
I am not a dietary expert, so I'm now speaking as an uninformed citizen. Okay, so this is what happened. I stopped snoring the first week. I thought, what the hell? I started waking up in the mornings. I'd never been able to wake up in the mornings my whole life. Then I lost 7 pounds the first month. Then I lost 7 pounds the next month. Then I lost 7 pounds the next month. I lost 7 pounds every month for 7 months. It's like I had to throw away all my clothes. And my psoriasis disappeared. And I had floaters in my right eye, and they cleared up. And she said to me, quit eating greens. And I thought, oh, really? Jesus, Michaela, try it for a month. I'm better now, probably, than I've ever been in my life. And I haven't been taking antidepressants for a whole year. Here's the coolest thing. I've had gum disease since I was 25. It's gone.
Dr. Jordan Peterson stopped snoring the first week on carnivore. I stopped snoring the first day on carnivore, and so many other people have said the same thing. If you snore at night, you're literally depriving your brain of oxygen. You're gasping for air while you're tossing and turning all night. And gee, I wonder why people have poor, weak immune systems, or they always get colds or allergies or this or that. They're walking around miserable with anxiety and depression. I wonder why. You're walking around in a brain fog because you're getting lack of sleep. Sleep is the most important thing you can do. Everyone's always just like, I'm so good, I got it. Well, on carnivore, I sleep like a baby every single night, getting the best sleep of my entire life. And you can too. If you're considering all this and you think it's still crazy, I just urge you to do this. So much of what we've been told, it's just lies. And it's so clear and it's so simple. You gotta go like this. You gotta disconnect yourself from the matrix. We've been told it our whole lives. We just assume it's all real and it's all there for our benefit, and all these studies and everything. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Oh, if you eat meat, it's gonna clog your arteries. You gotta eat your vegetables. Every one of these things points us to do something. Consume more sugar. Sugar's in everything, everything. It's worth billions and billions and billions of dollars. So when you see a study and it says, oh, you're gonna eat meat, it's gonna clog your arteries, and then you actually read the study, and most of those studies are just complete garbage science. And then you go to the root of the study. Where did this come from? It's usually by Kellogg's or some sugar company, because who's gonna spend millions and millions of dollars on these studies unless they have something to gain for it? It's either a pharmaceutical company selling pills, or it's some company trying to push more sugar. If you wanna sell a ton of sugar, get kids hooked early and then demonize meat. You'll sell an incredible amount of sugar if you demonize meat. Because people will be like, oh, I can't eat meat, that's gonna clog my arteries. And then they're gonna try to eat a salad for a couple days, and then they're gonna be starving and miserable, and then they're gonna start eating more processed junk food. And that's all you gotta do. It's so simple. It's so simple. This whole carnivore thing, like, what is your objection if you're thinking about doing it? Again, I'm not telling you to do carnivore, but if your life is miserable and you had all these aches and pains and ailments and issues and anxiety and depression that I had, and you want to get out of it, try an elimination diet for a couple days. You can wrap your brain around that, I'm sure. And if you're thinking that this whole carnivore thing is crazy like I did, do more research. There's tons of content out there. There's tons of very, very smart people talking about carnivore. It's not just me, some crazy homesteading YouTuber. Pretty hard to argue that Dr. Jordan Peterson's a pretty darn smart guy. I think he's posted his IQ online before. He's literally one of the smartest guys out there. He's been doing lion diet and version of carnivore for well over 5 years now. Joe Rogan's back on carnivore. Dr. Anthony Chafee, neurosurgeon, has been doing carnivore for like 5 or 10 years. Dr. Baker, Dr. Kiltz, amazing doctor. I had him on the channel before. Dr. Tony Hudson out of Chicago, carnivore doctor, doing carnivore. All these guys are practicing what they preach. There's so much free information out there. Imagine like 20, 30 years ago if you wanted to do something like this. What are you gonna do? Go to the library, read a book? It's at our fingertips, people. Just go on the internet, YouTube. Any question or concern you have. Some people are concerned about fiber. Dr. Barry, fiber, carnivore. It'll answer your question in 10 minutes. I guarantee you this, almost every concern you have, I have researched extensively. I spent so much time researching before doing carnivore. I think I watched every single Dr. Barry video, Dr. Chafee video. Anything that you're concerned about, there's an answer out there. And it's gonna be a non-concern, I can almost guarantee you. But you need to do that yourself. You need to decide your why. And I didn't make this up, but I love it. Someone else said this, your why that's gonna make you cry. Why do you wanna go on carnivore? Is it because you're depressed and anxious, you're overweight, aches and pains, ailments, stomach issues like I had? What is your why? Figure that out. Then you figure out your how. And your how can be overcoming these hurdles. Like you're scared of, I'm not gonna get enough vitamin C, or it's gonna clog my arteries, or I was always told I have to have vegetables because of this. Then you figure out your how, and then you make a plan and you do it. Anybody can do this. There's nothing special about me. Nothing. They're like, oh, you got such good willpower. No, I don't. In fact, it's just the opposite. That's how I got so fat so many times before. I can't have one, if I had one Skittle right now, or one little granule of sugar right now, I'd go off the rails. I don't have some huge willpower. Once you get into ketosis and you start burning fat for fuel, body feels amazing. Your body feels amazing. Why would I go back to eating that sugar that made me feel like garbage? It gave me brain fog and fatigue, and I was forgetting my words. I felt miserable. I had pains, and my back was killing me all the time. All of that's gone on carnivore. Why? Inflammation. People are eating these highly inflammatory foods. Sugar is a drug that you are addicted to. Most likely, if you're watching this, you're addicted to sugar and you haven't admitted it. And you're just like, it's not that bad. They give it to kids, they give it to everything. Well, I'll tell you what, 30, 40, 50 years from now, I pray we look back and say, what the heck were we doing? Giving that drug to children, hooking them from a young age so that they could then go on to spend millions of dollars throughout their lifetime supporting these businesses while at the expense of their health, while they're damaging their blood vessels. The cholesterol goes there to repair the blood vessels, and then the cholesterol gets blamed. No, it's the sugar, it's the inflammation. It's the seed oils, it's the processed food. Look around, people. Oh my goodness, I get fired up with this, but just use your own two eyes. And I'm not shaming anybody, because I was there too, and I was that same person. But when you go around and you go to the store and you see someone and their belly's like hanging out like this, that was me. Mine was out to here. I was 262 pounds at my heaviest. Even if your belly's just hanging out a little bit like this, I'm not shaming anybody, but your body is literally deformed from the food you're eating. Ask yourself this question: if carnivore for humans seems so insane, this is my favorite way to explain it to people. You got these chickens in the background? You got chickens, you got cows, you got a lion in the wild. What do they eat? Those animals all eat their species intended food that they've evolutionary eaten from the start of their time. A cow eats grass. If I fed a cow a bunch of stuff that Americans eat on the standard American diet, sugar and ice cream and these seed oils, oh here, cow, have a salad with seed oil dressing all over the top of it, the cow would get sick. The cow would get depression and anxiety. The cow would probably snore. The cow would get aches and pains and ailments and be walking around and be like, man, that thing looks sick. That poor thing looks sick. The same thing with the lion, the same thing with the chicken. We don't feed animals those foods though, because that would be cruel and unusual punishment. We reserve those for the humans and then we call it normal. That is insane. Eating only meat, which unequivocally, you cannot argue this. Since the beginning of time, humans ate meat. Primarily meat. We are carnivores. And anyone that argues the opposite is full of it. And if you don't believe me, please go do your own research on it. Dr. Chafee's got a bunch of good videos, but go far and wide. If you look at humans on a scale this big, this entire time they ate meat. And it's only on my little fingertip right here that they started eating the standard American diet with processed garbage and sugar and crap. And what's happened during this little fingernail of time in the grand scheme of everything? Everybody's sick. Everyone has diabetes. Everyone has heart disease. Heart disease is the #1 killer. It's through the roof. All of these things are skyrocketing through the last 100 or 200 years or so that people have been consuming more and more sugar and processed garbage. And everyone's just like, well, it's just normal. No, it's not. That wasn't happening before then. It wasn't. If you look at my property right here, what did they do here, say, 1,000 years ago? You would hunt. You'd get a big animal and you'd feast, and then maybe you'd fast for a couple days or a week, and then maybe you get another big animal, and then right on the other side of that chicken coop, we got raspberries. Those come maybe 2 or 3 times out of the entire year. What do you think people did all winter long? You think that they were eating fruits and vegetables? No, they ate meat. They ate meat from the beginning. That's what the human body is designed to eat, and that's what the human body thrives on. And for people out there that say, oh, you just got to eat moderation, explain to me why. How come the cow eating grass down the road? Why don't I go give him a salad so he has a little bit of that with his grass in moderation? Because he would get sick. Because he doesn't need the salad. Because nobody likes the salad anyways, if we're going to be honest about it. If you like the salad, then I urge you to just eat the little piece of lettuce. What does that lettuce have in it? 2 calories? There's nothing even there. That's why humans don't like it. When people say they like salads, yeah, they like the dressing that's poured all over the top of it. It's usually full of seed oils and sugar and garbage. Or they like the croutons and the cheese or the other things that go on top of it. They don't like the piece of lettuce that's providing them with nothing. The reason I don't eat in moderation is because people that say eat in moderation, everything has sugar in it. You can't have a drug in moderation. Sugar is just like cocaine. It's more addictive. It lights up the brain the same way cocaine does if you look on an MRI. It's an addictive, terrible drug that does so much damage to us. And I'm willing to admit that, and I'm willing to say I'm never having any sugar again. And a lot of people out there are in denial, and they're like, oh, I can have a little bit. I can do it in moderation. Well, good luck with that. I lost an incredible amount of weight doing the keto diet many, many years ago. Gained it all back, lost it, gained it, lost it, gained it. All because I would get down to my weight and say, well, now I can just eat in moderation. That's what everyone's telling me. Carrie, just eat in moderation. No. Instead of just eating in moderation or doing what everyone else is telling me, when, by the way, most of those people telling me that are miserable and they have all sorts of aches and pains and ailments, I feel absolutely amazing. Nothing wrong with me at all. Nothing. I couldn't ask for anything else. Mood-wise, sleep-wise, health-wise, energy-wise, I couldn't ask for anything else. But those people that are miserable right now are giving me advice, just eat in moderation. No, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to eat the proper human diet that humans have eaten since the start of humans, that humans are intended to eat, that biologically we're brought up eating, that my stomach is used to eating, that I feel absolutely no better way in my entire life when I eat. Those are the foods I'm going to eat. Why would I bring something else in for moderation too when a big fatty steak piece of meat literally has all of the nutrients and everything I possibly need to survive and thrive? Have endless energy eating that. But you should add in some vegetables. Why? I haven't had any in 153 days and I feel incredible. I feel incredible. It's not like I'm sitting here tired and fatigued like, oh, I should have ate my vegetables, this is gonna help. My hair looks better, my face looks better, my skin looks better. I have no inflammation, I have a ton of energy. Why would I need to supplement and moderate something else? It's foolish, it's stupid. It just doesn't make any sense, so. I'm fired up. I mean, it's just, this thing is life-changing for so many people. If you guys are new here, maybe you don't know about it, but my friend Bill in Alaska, we just got done filming him. Oh man, what an adventure. The start of Bill's adventure, and that man is thriving on carnivore. He's coming up on his 30 days already. I'm so excited for him. He just got his half a cow. He did a video on that. I can't wait to go back up there. He's been trapped in his house for 4 years, 700 pounds, hasn't been able to leave. And in a year, maybe less, when Bill gives me the call, I'm heading back up to Alaska. We're gonna watch that man walk out his front door for the first time. We're gonna capture it for the Carnivore Diet movie. If you're not familiar with that, please check it out. And if you wanna participate and you wanna share your carnivore story, please, it's free to register. It's www.carnivoredietmovie.com. We also have a GoFundMe. I'll leave a link below. We need more funds to get this thing filmed completely. We've raised a bunch of funds, which I appreciate. We purchased our Netflix-approved cinema camera. I took that out. I filmed with Bill with it. It's amazing. I got lighting. I have most of the things we need, but we're going to need to interview each one of these doctors.
Put you on the spot, but if you're interested in participating in any way whatsoever,
I'm happy to be on camera, not on camera. But if I can help some way, I'd be happy to. So anyway, so there you go. Easy question.
Dr. Chafee has agreed enthusiastically to be a part of the movie. I don't want to put you on the spot, but if you were interested in participating in any way whatsoever, it would be a huge honor. I think it would really help as well.
Oh, 100%. I'd love to.
And just as of a couple days ago, Dr. Ken Berry, I don't want to put you on the spot, but I wanted to get it on your radar and see if you'd be interested in being involved in any way whatsoever with the Carnivore Diet documentary we're putting together.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm 100% in. I can tell you right now, whatever you need me to do, I'm available and open.
Dr. Berry has agreed to participate in the documentary. Dr. Baker, Dr. Chafee has agreed. Dr. Kiltz, Dr. Tony Hudson has agreed. And I have Dr. Phil Povadia, who's a heart surgeon that lost a whole bunch of weight and is pretty much eating carnivore and thriving on it. I have him on the channel next week. I'm going to have to go film all of those gentlemen. And then there's some women doctors too. I can't wait to get them on. More on that soon. I'm going to have to film each one of those. We're going to need a crew. I'm going to need an audio guy. I'm going to need a sound guy. It's going to be expensive to do this documentary properly. The end goal, get it on Netflix or one of these big streaming services so that we can share this word with millions of people. On YouTube, we're just reaching a small sliver. Dr. Berry's reached so many people. My videos have reached a lot of people. My first video has almost over 700,000 views. Still, it's just a fraction of what we could reach if we could get on one of these big streaming services. So we've got the Bill footage. I've got footage with some other folks that I've started filming already, and I'm about to hit the road and go around the whole country and start filming more carnivore starting. This isn't just obesity. People with depression, anxiety, type 2 diabetes, women's health issues, aging. IBS and stomach issues. We're going to cover different scenarios and how people perform on carnivore and just share the examples. The documentary isn't to say you do carnivore, you do ketovore. It's just to say, look at these people. Look what happened. This is their example. If you want to learn more about it, do it. If you want to continue eating the standard American diet where you feel miserable and fatigued and you're just wondering, why do I feel horrible all the time? And in your brain, maybe you're justifying it, saying, oh, it's worth it because that food's so good. Maybe you've seen some of these examples will help change your mind. Who knows? But that's the purpose of the documentary. So I'm fired up about this. We've been told so many lies over the years. Now my phone's ringing. Let's see what this is. Oh, that's Jen. Hold on one second. Hello? I'm recording myself right now, honey, in front of a lot of people. Okay, I'll call you back in 2 minutes. I can't give you credit card number because they're all watching this right now. Okay, love you, bye. How are you doing now on carnivore, ketovore? Keto? You're strict keto. You're doing good? Your legs are getting down?
Yeah, my legs look better.
Okay, I'll tell them that. Okay, love you, bye. So my wife Jen started carnivore and she stopped snoring in the first week. Every day I taped her at night and her snoring went down, 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 down. 5 days later, completely stopped snoring. I stopped snoring the second day, first day on carnivore. Dr. Jordan Peterson stopped the first week. I'm telling you, people that think they're just snoring because they're fat, most of that is inflammation. And doing a simple elimination diet can get rid of that. Jen did carnivore, she rushed into it. She made a big mistake, she didn't listen to me. She was vegetarian for many years before that. She jumped right into carnivore. I told her she should do keto and ease into it. She didn't. She did really good the first like 10 days, stopped snoring, all these other things, and then she was miserable. She got the keto flu. It can be very painful. She suffered. She basically starved herself for a couple days, just fasted, and then she decided to go back and do keto until she can get her stomach back in order, which she should have done from the beginning, but whatever. So she's still doing keto right now and she's doing really well. I'm so happy for her. She was just showing me, she had a lot of water in her legs for years. Like we would go on a road trip or whatever, she used to have those socks and her water would always collect in her legs, and that was one of the worst things. It's gone way down. Her doing keto now for the last 2 or 3 weeks or so, it's gone way down. So we're gonna have more videos with Jen. I can't wait to share that. But what else do I got to say? I'm excited, I'm fired up. There's been lots of lies out there told about carnivore. So I'm always here to provide motivation and inspiration. Going to be continuing doing these update videos, but I'm shifting more focus. I'm interviewing a lot of people on the channel for the Carnivore Diet Documentary. If you see someone on my YouTube channel and you wonder, well, why isn't he just working on that Carnivore Diet Documentary? I am. I just interviewed a couple, they're blind. They're called the Sightless Carnivores. I'll leave a link in the description below. They're my new best friends. They're blind, and it's Shane and Amy, and Shane has cerebral palsy, and he's actually in a wheelchair. He can't really even walk much. Both of them are blind, and they're thriving on carnivore right now. I have them on my YouTube channel. Well, why on YouTube? Well, that's a great test ground and rehearsal area before we put them on the documentary. So we're starting right there, but I'm hoping to have Shane and Amy in the documentary because they have just an amazing story doing carnivore now and just thriving on it. I encourage you, if you're thinking about doing this, look at it from the perspective of, I'm just going to do an elimination diet for 30 days. Let's just see what happens if I eliminate all this other garbage. Anyone can agree with that. And if you're uncertain or you're scared, watch more videos and do your research. Figure out your how. Dr. Berry, Dr. Chafer, Dr. Baker, whatever. Just Google Carnivore X, whatever your concern is, and do your research. It is out there. There is research out there until you're comfortable with it. And then give it a try. And think about this. Think about this. If you're scared of trying carnivore, maybe what you should be more scared of or more fearful or thoughtful of is, what if you don't do carnivore? What's going to happen if you continue on the path you're on right now? What's going to happen 1 year from now, 5 years from now? Are you going to be riding around in a mobility scooter at Walmart like everyone else? What is really going to happen if you continue on this trajectory? You are addicted to sugar and processed foods, and you can't do that in moderation. So with that in mind, what's going to happen if you don't do some sort of elimination diet, keto, carnivore, just eliminating things for a while and seeing where you're at? Thanks a lot for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we got some really good interview videos coming up. And then on Thursday, every Thursday at 4, we show you homestead video, family video, vlog video. Last week it was Emma and I's travels in Alaska, but it wasn't about carnivore, it was more about adventure and traveling. This Thursday, the girls and I had a little camping trip, just a little quick 2-day thing. You guys are like, you just went to Alaska, what's up? Well, this thing was booked months and months before Alaska was ever even on our radar. It was a little get together with my sister and my dad. And so we got some video from that. I'll probably be sharing that with you on Thursday. So be sure to subscribe. Thursdays at 4, homesteading videos. Tuesdays at sometime during the day on Tuesday, I put out a carnivore video. And then in between, we got some live streams and interviews with folks. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great day. Where's the beep button? Beep. Nope, that's not it. Oh, right here.